I'm Stuff reporter Philip Matthews, and Munted is my perspective on the Christchurch earthquakes. Over 7 episodes, we'll show how and why a New Zealand city was munted, first by Mother Nature and then by politics. This time on Munted, aftershocks.
Whoa.
Horrible shocks.
That's dreadful.
And a well-needed drink. In this episode, the government comes for your home. When the earthquakes hit, not all of Christchurch's suburbs were destroyed equally. More damage was done on the east side of town, which was already more economically disadvantaged than the west. When you saw dismal images of flooding or liquefaction on the news, it was often from the east. It led to large parts of the east side being abandoned. These reporters were at work on the east side 2 days before Christmas 2011, when a series of powerful aftershocks struck.
Whoa.
We were more than a year into the earthquake experience, and residents were already old hands at guessing how bad the shake was.
It was even bigger.
That was definitely bigger.
It's sharp a bit bigger, wasn't it?
That was big.
Not as long, but stronger.
You alright?
That was more than the one that was before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a 5 something, 4.
How was that?
Bloody awful.
How's your house?
Oh, the house is not too bad. It's just that we're shaken.
It's sharp, wasn't it? That helps, doesn't it?
Well, I lost half of it. Cut me bloody finger.
Nah.
5.8 the first one. This one would have been 6 point something, I think.
Yeah, that was a big, yeah.
A lot bigger, I think.
Yeah.
Strong, wasn't it?
Too strong, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Just when I thought they were over.
By this time, thousands of people living in the east already knew they would be leaving their homes. Another new language had emerged in Christchurch after the earthquakes. It was a language of red, orange, green and white zones. The jargon told you whether you could stay or leave, rebuild or take your insurance payout and go elsewhere. Red meant stop. More than 5,000 households in the east got the bad news in June 2011 that their land was zoned red, meaning it was too damaged to be rebuilt on. There was dread, there was excitement. Some neighbours came together to watch the announcement like it was a live sporting event. Daytime drinking was called for.
This will be the John Key announcement.
How long will it last? Today?
Oh, hopefully.
Coming up now.
So over the past 9 months, Canterbury has been shaken by a series of major earthquakes and aftershocks, which left residents in a state of stress and uncertainty. So Christchurch has been mapped into 4 zones: red, orange, green and white.
Classic, oh, red. 3 Arts Place, 4 Arts Place. So we're all red, girls?
Red. We're in the red.
Run time. All right.
Being zoned red wasn't necessarily bad news.
It's kind of a relief, isn't it?
Yeah, knowing it's a relief.
It gave homeowners certainty after months of doubt, and the government agreed to buy their properties at the current rating value. But it also tore apart communities that had developed over decades.
Our family have been in the house since my Uncle Hugh and Kathy's dad bought it in 1938. You kind of lose your whole sense of identity, your roots. You know, it's a place where the family goes back for generations, literally. And so when that's taken away, there's a real sense of
loss, isn't
it? Well, yeah, what do you do? Where do you...
where do you go?
Yeah,
Yeah.
where do you go?
You do feel absolutely lost.
Yeah.
And sad.
Some residents were given the green light, but would have preferred to be red.
That's dreadful. Why on earth would we be green? We just want to get out, and to sell will be just a nightmare. I mean, who's going to buy around here? With having so many empty houses, there are low-life people just squatting and causing havoc, and it feels like a ghetto, quite frankly. We just want to get out of Christchurch. And
The zoning created other problems. The government paid out in full if you had insurance. But Earthquake Recovery Minister Jerry Brownlee ignored official advice and insisted that the uninsured would only get 50% payouts. Some residents were stuck in limbo for years, hanging on in the red zone as neighbours disappeared and suburbs turned into a wilderness.
What do you guys do with your day?
I was going to head down to the blooming, on my bike there, down to, you know the Salvation Army Linwood?
Yep.
Yeah, the drug arm fella takes a van in there and he gives us sausages. Yeah.
We've lived here for 25 years. Yes.
Why weren't you insured?
Well, thought I couldn't afford it, and we had 2 run-ins with an insurance company.
Oh, well, as you can see, it's the only house in the street, and they'll have to give us the top dollar.
Well, in the end, they'll have to give us the money because we're not going till we get it.
No.
That's
no,
it.
No.
Yeah. Blooming taking our Queensbury Street sign down. See, there's no sign there now. You wouldn't believe the number used to live down that Mascot Place there. Oh, they've taken that down too. Mascot Place, that is.
Levels.
And that was chocker with people and cars and...
Yeah. Levels. Next door to
I don't
Levels.
think they Ellen, please.
Doors.
Oh. Some are overseas now. Levels are. I don't know about the others.
Doors. O'Connell's. Cornelius's.
As one guy says, you'll be right, you're living in a lovely farm.
You're doing with that. Put it inside.
I'll put it here, mate, because I got it.
A group called the Quake Outcasts confronted the government over the unfairness of not paying out the uninsured. It took 6 long years, but the Court of Appeal eventually agreed that Jerry Brownlee's offer was unlawful. How did people stuck in these limbos and legal battles feel about the government? Go on, be honest.
They're being arseholes. That is all they want to be.
it's a bit drastic. I wouldn't give in to them, though, all the same. No. Oh, it does make me angry, yeah.
But who isn't angry in Christchurch about a lot of things?
Pick on you while you're down, that's what they're doing. Yeah.
This couple have stayed, but Alec and Helen Jury have moved on. And what about the land? As the people left and the houses went, and new plans for the red zone land were discussed, proposed, consulted on, argued about and costed, parts of the land slowly returned to nature. From the air you could see the outlines of homes and fences. But roads and other human traces vanished, and the wetlands returned. Next time on Munted, Christchurch fights back.